Hi, Laura Holyoke here. I have a PowerPoint that I'm going to overview our course. Kind of like going over the course syllabus. Some of the intentions that I have for this course are for you to be able to find, interpret, critique, evaluate scholarly research as it relates to AOLL, to develop an understanding of what qualitative and quantitative research is and the differences between them, to identify elements of a research project, and to comprehend a role of ethics in research. In the past, this course has been taught and used for students to develop a research proposal. However, I think every single one of you are non-thesis master's students. So therefore, writing a project proposal or a research proposal didn't make a lot of sense to me. So when I reworked our syllabus for this fall, I'm really focusing more on you understanding the research, understanding research reports when you read them, how to identify good research reports, and how to identify good research in adult organizational learning and leadership. Finally, I also, to comprehend the role of ethics in research is another thing that I want you to learn. A quick cartoon. One guy says to the other, while doing the research, keep in mind there are only two kinds of facts, those that support my position and inconclusive. We'll find out later on as we learn more that this is not a very healthy attitude to take as a researcher. Course grades are based on 3 different areas. The first one are quizzes that we'll take. We'll have 9 quizzes total. We'll drop the lowest score on your quizzes, 15% of your grade, not a lot. Secondly, will be activities and assignments, things like city training, which is an IRB, ethical human subjects research training, a library activity, which most of you are doing, have completed, will have completed by this Sunday. And then various content assignments. Those are 65% of your grade. And then finally, ensuing discussions. I'm going to go over each one of these a little bit more here. So our learning activities and assignments, 65% of your grade. There are, 8 total. One of them you're doing right now, which is a library activity. In fact, you're doing 2 of them right now. The second one is a research article assignment. I'm going to talk about that assignment a little bit more here in a couple of minutes. The city, which is a human subjects research. And then other content assignments will be a research problem assignment, research methodology assignment, article annotations 1 and 2, and an analyzing data assignment. I have not written the additional assignments other than the city, the human subjects research assignment is really going through training and obtaining your certification. But the other ones I'm writing as we go. The quizzes, I think it's important to understand and read the material. Oftentimes, it's easy not to read the textbook and to try and glean information from other sources as we go through the semester, which is one of the reasons why I'm just having quizzes. There's 9 quizzes total, multiple choice over the chapters that in the textbook that we're covering. Each quiz will be open for 1 week after the recommended due date of you taking the quiz, and then lowest quiz grade will be dropped. So also just keep in mind it's 15% of your grade, not a huge chunk, but just something that I think is a good exercise. They are open book quizzes, and there's no time limit on taking them once you started the quiz. Next, ensuing discussions. If you've taken a course from me before, you probably partook in ensuing discussions. So these are where you get together with a group of 2, 3, 4, 5, or more of your classmates, determine how you will meet, or where you will meet, the day, the time, and the place, whether that's on Zoom or on telephone. Meet with one individual or a group to discuss the assigned readings and the assignments. Sometimes I'll put discussion prompts, but most of the time to discuss your assignments, to go over what people are finding, how they're doing assignments, what they're learning. And then for one individual that partakes in the ensuing discussion, if you please just record notes, they can be in bullet form, and submit for the entire group. Please include, if you are the individual recording the notes, the date, time, place of the discussion, and everybody that's participating in the discussion. And this is an and or an or, you can partake in a discussion that I'm hosting. I call them Holyoke hosted discussions. These are mainly me answering questions. Sometimes I will do some presentation of materials or content, but mostly I am there to discuss the material with you. I'm there to answer questions as you have them. These discussions are not required, they're optional. And if you partake in a discussion that I'm hosting, I take down everybody's names and give you your points for that particular ensuing discussion. Another cartoon, one dog says the other. I had my own blog for a while, but I decided to go back to just pointless, incessant barking. I think the ensuing discussions, I set them up for a reason. People tend to learn more when there's social interaction around what we're learning. And also, people have found it helpful as I host discussions as well. I've set the following dates for discussions that I'm hosting. One is tonight. I'm recording this right before our discussion, August 29th. And then I can't remember. It seems like most of our discussions are either Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights. So the next one will be after this evening, September 17th, October 14th, November 1st, and November 15th. The assignment that is due along with your library activity on this Sunday by midnight is to identify and download 4 research articles related to adult organizational learning and leadership. You can always use keywords like organization development, like human resource development, adult learners, because these are titles of our classes. And then what else are you interested in? What else would you like to know more about? Maybe use that as your next keyword. But find 4 research articles that you're interested in and that you can relate to AOLL. Please make sure that that they are available full text. They don't all have to be through the U of I library website. However, I think right now it's my preference is for you to do your search in our library website, and then also to each one of your articles that they are recent articles, that is 2010 or newer. And then for each article to provide the bibliographic citation. You probably remember in your library activity assignment that the AOLL Online Writing Laboratory has a great APA section, tells you how to cite correctly, and then include some details about your search. I've given an example close to our article assignment, but give enough details that if somebody else wanted to find that article, they could find that article. And then just a sentence or two on what interests you about the article. Further down in weeks, I don't know, it seems like it's weeks 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, we're going to be talking about different kinds of research in terms of quantitative and qualitative. So when it comes to these, I'm going to have you do article annotations, which means that I'll have you give a summary of the article, talk about the methodology, talk about the research question, how did they do their data analysis, what findings did they come up with, and also what conclusions. I'll give you much more detailed information as these are regular assignments as they come up. And then just a couple things about me. The lower right-hand corner. Yes, I do feel like this. I walk around like everything is fine, but deep down inside my shoe, it's usually when I have a boot on and my socks aren't very good, but my sock is sliding off. That we all we're all out here giving it our best shot. I'm still learning how to keep my socks up sometimes. I'm not perfect, and therefore, as you go through the syllabus, as you go through the schedule, please feel free to ask questions. Please feel free to point out to me what I may have missed, and I do miss things all the time. Wanted to talk you through a couple of these pictures in the upper left-hand corner. This is my son, who is in the middle. I know it's a little bit blurry, and two of his buddies out tubing on the Snake River a couple of weeks ago. They had an absolute blast. And then in the upper right-hand corner, this is me and my son, Caleb, who is 10 and started 5th grade today, and our dog, Luke, who's in the middle. And then in the lower right-hand corner, this is me and a girlfriend of mine, and we are at the summit of Mount Stewart in the state of Washington. Really glad that you're here. Thank you for taking the time and listening to this overview. And just to measure something is to know it. Have a great rest of your day, rest of whenever you're watching this.